All right, well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Let's Get Together, a social club for seniors. And this program, it is being recorded and will be made available for future viewing on our YouTube and other media channels. And if you are watching this video on YouTube, please be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel to stay current on all of our future postings. But I do have to mention that the program is made possible in part through funding from AeroCares by Lockheed Martin employees and also Hesta Stewart Christian Trust. And I'm Heather, your host for today's program, but the real stars of the show is the team from Fort Worth Opera. And they are joining us today, so I'm not going to steal the light any longer. I'm just going to pass it right over to you guys. So there you go.
All right. Thank you so much, Heather. We are so thrilled to be a part of this program, partnering with you all to present this program. I'm Sharan Goodspeed Keaton. I'm the Director of COT Production and Civic Impact for Fort Worth Opera. And we have our team on today. I want to introduce them. First, my co-host and partner in crime, Meredith Browning.
Hello, good morning, everyone.
Yes. And then we have Nikki, who she's doing two jobs today. She's normally here every single week, and she's checking the chat. She's making sure no one has any questions or issues or anything like that. But today, she's also our special guest staff member because she's directly related to one of the things that you're going to see today in a major way, and you're going to love it. And then also we have our amazing Jacob on the ones and twos. He's making sure that all the videos happen and all things technical remain intact. So thank you, Jacob. Last but not least, we have our honorary staff member, Steve. Hey, Steve, how are you this morning?
I'm doing fine. Thank you.
I'm going to put Steve to work, everybody. And Megan. Megan is our special guest artist for the day. Megan spent 2 years as a studio artist. Was it 1 year as a studio artist or two?
1 year as a studio artist and then 2 years as a resident.
Yeah, so Megan was 1 year as a studio artist and then 2 years as a resident artist. So she has spent 3 years being the face of Fort Worth Opera. And we are so thrilled to have her here today. So without further ado, what you're going to see today, you're going to see a piece called Murder at the Opera. And Opera Jukebox. So Opera Jukebox was a piece that we did this past February, and we literally posted and sent out ballads with lots of different options, and the audience got to choose the program. It was a lot of fun for us, but maybe a little stressful for the singers because they had to then be prepared to sing whatever the audience chose. So that was fun. So that was the first half, Opera Jukebox, which is the first video that you're going to see. The second video is Murder at the Opera. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that when we get to it. So without further ado, Megan in Opera Jukebox.
That was beautiful, Megan. Oh, that gorgeous high note at the end. I love that song. Thank you, Megan Cook, for that Quando Menvo at our Opera Jukebox concert. Thank you for being here with us today. If you could tell us a little bit about that piece and what's going on in it dramatically, and what it was like to be in that particular concert last year.
Sure. Hello, my name is Megan Cook, and that was Quando Menvo, which is from Puccini's La Bohème, a crowd favorite, oftentimes. And my character was Musetta. She dated one of the gang, one of the guys, and they kind of broke up because he was really poor, and she just wanted to have like a good life and fancy things. But in this aria, she saw him in the room at like the restaurant, at the bar. She caught eyes with him, and he would not pay any attention to her at all. So this is her just talking about how, everyone looks at her. She catches everyone's eye because she's so glamorous and beautiful, and she's trying to make him jealous. Is really the thing.
Well, you do it beautifully.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so in that concert, as Meredith said, it was a little freaky because they didn't know exactly what I was going to sing right away. So we had all these options that we put up for a vote in the community. And so I think I had maybe 2 other arias that I might have sang that evening. But that was the one that won. I mean, it's just, you can't beat it. It's a crowd favorite. But luckily I've done it. I've sung that one a lot, so it wasn't too bad once I knew that was what I was going to be singing.
So why do you think the audience chose that one?
I think it's well known, and I think it's very familiar to a lot of people, even if a lot of opera isn't familiar. It's one that people perk up to, and they recognize it a little bit.
Yeah. So the idea of this concert, Opera Jukebox, where the audience can choose from a list of songs, does that remind anyone, as we look back into many years ago, when jukeboxes used to be at little restaurants and bars? And what memories do you have of jukeboxes in your life? This is for anybody.
Well, I remember the little booths with the little flip things where you could flip through and find the songs, and you punched on the song right there in the booth. You could punch it. That's what I remember of the jukeboxes.
Was there a place you used to go that had one?
I don't know. There are just several places, I just remember that. And particularly in my travels and truck stops and places like that have those type of jukeboxes. In the, the bars, honky tonks had more of the traditional jukeboxes, but in the restaurants, they always had them, that little kiosk right there on the table. You'd flip through, and even if you didn't choose anything out, you still flip through them to see what songs were there. It was just kind of fun to do that.
Did you have to put a quarter in?
Yeah, oh yes.
Yeah.
But like I said, even if you didn't put a quarter in, you still flip through it to see what songs were there.
Right.
Of course, they have to change it all the time, but still, that was still fun to do.
I thought as a kid, I thought it was so neat just to watch the whole thing happen, watch the record come out and, turn and put on the table and start to go. It's like magic. Who else has any memories of jukebox?
Have you seen the modern jukeboxes that are now electronic? You can connect to them with an app, and you pay for the song on your phone and select the song. And then if you pay more, it bumps your song up to play next instead of waiting in line like normal people do. It's just like,
I thought I invented that recently because, no one ever likes the songs they play in the gym, and they should have it where you can just, get on an app and pick the songs. So I'm glad that exists.
Yeah. So jukeboxes are still a thing. They've just evolved a little bit. It's cool.
I was going to comment about Megan and the scene or there, because you explained a little bit more, but as you're singing, I had in my mind was Venice. Okay. And you were in a gondola. But now hearing it, you were on the shore and the guy was going by in a gondola. And you were trying to get his attention, as you're going out there, and he's just going away. It's just that type of thing. That was what stuck in my brain.
Oh, that's wonderful. I love that idea. I love that. Where he's just kind of floating by and listening or trying not to watch, and she's just having a grand time. Yeah.
His attention, and he just ignores you, and yeah.
Typical.
Yeah.
We might need to try and recreate that thought, Steve. Megan and I have a rich history of creating unconventional opera things. So
you could do that very easily with sets. Because you could have almost a double set on the stage, one of the gondola and the guy standing behind the gondola inside type of thing, and she's there kind of you can see the canal there a little bit elevated, so you see the canal and she's up there and he's just kind of just not paying attention at all, type of thing. I can see that. I think it would work out very well. Or you do a green screen with him going by. Like
You always have such great ideas for staging, Steve. You have
great
imagination.
If you do that and it becomes a thing, you should call it the Steve technique. Like little hat tip.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. So I want to give Megan an opportunity to anything else that you want to share with us about that actual performance, where we were, that building, that space, anything that anybody remembers about the set in that moment, for what we could see, if there was anything there or not. I don't know. I don't remember. I genuinely don't remember, and I was there. So I don't know, Megan, if there's anything else you want to share about that.
Sure. I remember walking into the theater. I had never been there before. So it was the day of the performance. We rehearsed in a separate space.
Mm-hmm.
We walked in, and I remember just being floored by this little theater. It was so cute and much more. It was fancier than I thought it was going to be. I don't know. It was really fun.
Was that at the Eisman Center in Richardson?
No, it was. Oh, what theater was it?
The ISIS in the Stockyards.
Yes, that was it.
Okay.
That was it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So we, for the first half of the jukebox part, there was no real set. It was more of a traditional, your curtain and you come on.
Yeah.
And the next person, when you leave, the next person comes on and sings their piece. So we did a few duets and trios too, which is really fun. I love collaborating and singing with other people and acting, with other people off their energy and stuff. It's very fun.
And does anyone remember, we've actually done a program from that concert a few weeks ago. We had Kayla here and Charlene, and we heard Kayla sing Flower Drum Song, and I think we had y'all with the Lakme duet.
Oh, good.
Megan. Yeah. So that was Megan. We've seen her before.
What I think about that is that, as you talked about, Megan, of just, you're doing a thing, another person can go off. It's more typical vaudeville.
Sure.
Because you have to come on and off and on and off type of thing, that's just back of my brain, Maybe we can do an opera about vaudeville. That'd be kind of an interesting one,
There we go.
Because you could have people, not just the singers, but you could have maybe some performers in there, some doing some of the tricks too at the same time the music's going on and things like that.
You know what? There is actually a Fort Worth artist. Maybe you guys can have her sometime. But she does Ariel in silks and things while she's singing, and it's pretty amazing. If you go on YouTube, you can probably find her.
That would fit. Some of that would fit very good with a children's musical, because the children would be so enamored by. I remember taking my granddaughters to Cirque du Soleil when we were down in Florida, and it's just they were so enamored with with the performers, all they're doing and things like that, but if you put it the music and there's a story behind it, so that as they're doing it, there's a story, I think that'd be fantastic.
Thank you all for sharing these wonderful memories. This is fun to talk about and look back on. Let's go ahead and move on to our next video where, this is from Murder at the Opera.
Oh, good.
That would be me. Sorry, everyone. We didn't put that disclaimer in.
What happened? Did you hear that? I waited. Something happened on the stage. A shot. A scream. It's Moira on the stage. Moira? Could it be Moira? A Moira on that stage at the opera? The opera? A Moira on a stage at the opera? Did you hear that? What happened? What happened on that stage? Could it be the soprano? Or was it the mezzo? Or was it the tenor? Or was it the baritone? Well, who was it? Do you know who could it be? When you heard the shot, we'll have to investigate. Thank you for stopping by. I'd like to ask you a few questions if you could. You know about the Moira then? The Moira on the stage? Ugly business it was. Yeah, ugly business. Mind telling us your role in the show? Huh? They're all like this in opera. Yes, now where were you when the said crime occurred? And I suppose you got an alibi for that? All right, then let's hear it. What's your story? Suspect number 2. But a wicked girl. From chorus parts to understudy, she clawed her way to the top. Oh, she could sing all right. The backstage talk was pretty vicious. Opera was her paycheck, but she wanted more than cash. And with that coil to her lip and spark in her eye, she knew just how to get it.
All right, so that was opera, Murder at the Opera. Thank you again, Megan, for that beautiful singing. And Nikki
Yes.
had a great part in this whole production. So Nikki Washington, thank you for joining us today as our opera staff guest. Tell us about your role in this and your experience producing it.
It was, it's funny because I'm used to getting everyone on the stage, but actually getting myself on the stage, that was a challenge because I'm always worried about making sure they have everything. And I forgot I had lines and I forgot I actually had a role. So that was an adventure within itself. Had to get pretty creative since I was a detective and I had a notepad. I like to put some notes on there, which were my lines. So it worked out pretty well.
And there wasn't a lot of rehearsal in this, was there?
No. So fun fact, that was the week it snowed. Remember we got snow twice in February, and that was that Thursday is when everything melted. No, we had the show that Thursday. It was something like that, but 2 days before we were all stuck inside. So it was like we didn't know if we were going to have to cancel it or not. So the rehearsals we were supposed to have beforehand got canceled, and the whole loading in and loading out process got smashed into us doing it that morning.
So it actually turned out really great. It was very entertaining and a lot of fun. Singing was beautiful, of course, and Nikki, you were hilarious and just exactly what needed to be there. Tell us, what do you remember about murder mystery type shows that helped you inform your character and the way you did all this in the show?
One of my favorite movies growing up was Who Framed Roger Rabbit. So I was channeling Roger Rabbit and all of his other fun friends. And I used to enjoy watching Inspector Gadget, even though it was his niece and her dog that generally solved the cases. So those are my two sources of inspiration.
That's right. And Pink Panther, with the trench coat and the hat and the bumbling inspector. That's what I remember of that style of story.
Or even some of the Columbo. Batman comics with the detectives in the trench coat. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the New York accent.
Yeah.
What other memories do you all have?
I want to turn the camera on Meredith for a moment, because Meredith was the other person that you saw in that video. Meredith, jump on in and tell us what that was like for you. You are a professional trained opera singer, and you do that often, and you also do musical theater. But this was maybe, I don't know, tell us, this slapstick comedy, tell us about how that was for you.
Well, it was just funny, like trying to put it together so quickly and trying to play something that is not usually the kind of role that I play. I don't know. I just, like Nikki said, trying to sort of channel these images of things like Roger Rabbit and Pink Panther, which were also channeling images of older things, kind of a stereotype, and just with the flashlight and trying to create that vibe of mystery, but also being funny. So that's kind of what I was going for there, but really also just trying to shine the spotlight on the singers because they were the real stars of the show, being both beautiful voices and funny at the same time. It was a fun show because it was written to carry the opera songs and then let the characters use that music as their defense or as their alibi. And it would keep shifting from La Boheme to Pagliacci to
some Carmen was
all
in
these
there.
other songs. Carmen, yeah, we did some Carmen
Yeah.
in there. It worked really well.
Another detective I thought of was Dick Tracy. It'd be
Oh,
like
yeah.
Dick Tracy. Let's get to the answer here, you know.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Well, before we wrap up, I want to give another big thanks to Nikki and Megan for joining us. And Megan, I want to give you a chance to tell us any big news in your career, either recent news or upcoming events.
Sure. I actually recently won a competition, the classical singer competition in Chicago this year.
A big competition.
And yeah, I think there were 700 people in my category, and I won first place. So that was very exciting. Yay! Hopefully, first of a few at least. We'll see.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. And next, I'm going to be singing. I have a small role at Shreveport Opera. So
Excellent.
do,
which production is that?
we are going to do The Barber of Seville.
Excellent.
So I will be Berta.
Very
Excellent.
nice. Very nice.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, please once again give it up for my amazing Fort Worth Opera colleagues and staff. My co-host and partner in crime, Meredith Browning, our amazing guest artist, Megan Cook, and our guest staff member, Nikki Washington. Again, my name is Sharan Goodspeed Keaton, and I would be remiss to not thank Texas Commission on the Arts. Thank you so much for your support of this organization, and without you, this program would not be possible. Heather, take it away.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much as usual. And if you are able to join us on Monday, we are doing a non-impact aerobics. It's called Moving to Heal, and Emily Corbin's leading us. So 11:30, same Zoom room on Monday. I hope you guys all have a wonderful weekend.
I'll talk to you for just a second when everybody's gone.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, okay. I didn't mean to dismiss everybody. You can talk here too.
No, that's okay. I have something special for you too. So we'll you and I will hang on.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye,
everyone. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye, Heather.
Bye.